You know, the Xbox controller is cool though, but there are a lot cooler controllers out there. While this is typically my controller of choice because of just how quality it is, I gotta admit, I have a lot more favorite video game controllers out there that I prefer using. And today, I want to go over and show you a couple of those. But enough talk, let's actually get into the controllers now. And to begin, I got a fun one. No, I'm not joking, I'm being serious. This is the Wii Balance Board. This was used primarily in the Wii Fit series, but some other games support it. And Eddie, you may be asking yourself, why is this one of your favorite controllers? You are a LARPer. And to those allegations I say, I don't see you with the world record on Wii Fit hula hoop. And yes, I think that might be true. I still need to submit my application to Guinness, but I mean, hey, it's going to happen, all right? But anyways, why do I like this controller so much? Well, it's just so interactive, and I think, as you'll see, the more interactive a controller is for me, the more much I like it. I actually think the motion and the detection on this thing is pretty solid, even after having this for so long. In fact, I don't even know how I got into possession of this thing. Like, I'm sure my parents probably just bought it, thinking, hey, it's Wii Fit. It can be great, when honestly, you burn more calories just taking a walk outside. But that doesn't subtract from the fact that like this brought about a lot of fun things for the console. Wii Fit and Wii Fit U are primarily the ones that come to mind when I think, oh, this thing worked great for it. I also had this skateboarding game as well. That didn't work quite as well and stuff, but honestly, this is a pretty solid controller all around. And I do like this thing despite how goofy it is. But it's pretty obvious why this is at the bottom of the list. It doesn't have a lot of functionality to it across any other games. It would be cool to get this thing working on PC though. That would be fun to see. This one really doesn't need any introduction, but it's the GameCube controller. I really like this controller. I first started using it when I had gotten a controller back like 10 years ago to play Metroid Prime. And I since then bought a connector for my Nintendo Switch to play Smash Bros. Unfortunately, it stopped working because Nintendo put out an update where like you couldn't use regular GameCube controllers anymore. You had to buy like theirs. Of course, since then people have started making more devices for it. So I just need to buy one. But man, this thing just melts in your hands. I love the button placement of everything. That's the thing I hear from everybody. The analog triggers are really, really good. Look at that click. That feels really good. The C-stick isn't the best out there, and the D-pad isn't too great, but the control stick's great, the layout's great. I really don't have much to say about this controller. It's just overall very functional, and I could see myself using this in a lot of games. However, the lack of another trigger is a big flaw, making it useful in like a lot of modern titles, but this is still my go-to controller of choice when playing like Smash Bros. And when I do get a connector, probably most other games in my collection. I'm sure you can tell by my intro that I am a big fan of the Wii U, especially the Wii U gamepad, and that is coming in at number 3. I really do like the Wii U gamepad. I know it gets a lot of hate for primarily its like lack of good use in video games on the system, and I do agree. I can really think of like a couple games that utilized it in like creative ways, and that being like Nintendo Land, Wii Fit U. I mean, a lot of what it was actually used for in video games is just maps and quick item switching, like in Wind Waker, which came in handy. But honestly, as a controller, I really like it. It fits my hands really good, it melts in my hands really good. I love the triggers on here, though they're not analog. I really do think they're fine and functional. I love the size of it. I don't know, it's just something about it being so big, it's a good form factor for me for some reason. I love the sticks, I love the buttons, the D-pad, though my D-pad has kind of worn down a little bit. I've pressed left a lot on this one, so it's kind of hard to press on this one and just all the other sticks. But yeah, I think it's a functional controller when just used as is. It's honestly, if I could connect this to more systems, I probably would. And if it could display it on the screen, that'd be even better. A lot of what I like about it doesn't actually have to do with it being in connection to the Wii U. Just as a controller, I think it's great. I just really like it. Now, this next one, I really do like, and I've recently gotten it like last year, and I've just had so much fun playing around with it, and it's a weird one. It's the Donkey Kong bongos for the GameCube. I just fell in love with these freaking things when playing them, especially with Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. They made a spectacular game based around these things. It's so cool, and let me show you how it works. All right, so technically how it works is if you want to move right in the game, you're going to press the bongo, the right bongo, left is this one, jump, both at the same time. If you want to run, you click that way, and then if you want to clap in the game and perform actions, you clap, because there's a little microphone right here. It is like the coolest thing ever, and I know I sound like a freaking dweeb right now, but man, do I love it. I'm actually really surprised that these things still work and are the quality they are, considering I bought these things on eBay, used. And man, I just love them. Like, I don't know, it's just a stupid controller. Like, and basing a whole 2D Donkey Kong game off these things, that's pretty ballsy on Nintendo. But I think it paid off, and honestly, it's one of my favorite games, and a lot of it has to do with its use of the bongos. And they're not as functional, you know, across the library. I mean, really only like 4 games support them, and we didn't get one of them over here in the US. So, but I still really like these. When I do get a GameCube adapter, I do intend on like using this on my PC for games and playing runs of games with these controllers. They're just so interesting, and I love them, honestly. It would be #1 if it wasn't for the fact that they're just kind of stupid. Now, everything I've shown you up until this point has been Nintendo stuff, and I know you're probably expecting another Nintendo thing, and surprisingly, it's not. It's actually the DualSense controller for the PlayStation 5. And I know it's kind of a basic controller. I understand it's like, oh, Eddie, really? I mean, you had such interesting controllers at this point. Why this one? Because it's the most useful, and it's the one that feels the best and has the best feedback and usefulness. Like to start, I mean, you have this pad right here, which functions as a little touchpad. It has good motion controls, and the haptic feedback on this thing is pretty sick. I really like the triggers, I really like the buttons, the analog sticks. It's all just a smooth experience. Honestly, I think this is probably one of the greatest controllers ever made in the history of just console gaming. Like, it's so amazing, and I really have enjoyed my time with it. Just playing it in like both PlayStation games and also on regular games on my PC. I don't really have much to say about it other than the fact that like, it's just a good controller. It's just functional. It's just good use for anything. And like, I know I was hyping up the bongos a lot, but like, it really doesn't hold much of a candle to this controller right here. Video game controllers are really fun, especially when they're neat things like this, and they just have some style to them. Again, like I said, the Xbox controller is great, but honestly, which one just looks like it's going to give you the better experience? Which one just looks more fun? Now look, if you like the Xbox controller, I totally understand. It's honestly the most useful controller out there, if I'm going to be honest, but it's just, when you make a controller for everyone, it's probably the most boring controller out there. When you make a controller like this, you know it's going to be special. Well everyone, thank you for listening to me yap about video game controllers. I find this topic really interesting, and please let me know in the comments, what are your favorite video game controllers? There's probably a lot I probably haven't heard of before, and I would love to hear insight on some of these. But anyways, thank you so much for watching the video. If you made it this far, please make sure to like and subscribe, and God bless you all. Jesus loves you, and I will see you guys in the next video.